Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective. Happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday. We're on day 6 of body positivity. And before we start, I'm just going to go back through the soul truth cards while I wait for people to come on. All right. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day today, or a wonderful, wonderful morning, wherever you're at in this world. Yeah. It is going to be a good day. It's going to be a warm day here. It's been really hot. So anyways, let's just shuffle. Wow. All right. So, these just all popped out. So let's just start with these. All right. They are a little long, so I'm just going to read through them, and maybe one day I'll dedicate a time to talk about all these. But am I ready to let go of this buried shame? Am I ready to let go of this buried shame? So if you're holding shame in, let it go. Let it go. The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed? Today's soul action. Heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to the light and let it be seen, heard, and healed. It's revival season. Replace the shame with your soul's truth. Fill in the blank. My soul's truth is. And if you don't know your soul's truth, what your soul's truth is, just say, you know what, my soul's truth is just existing in this moment, until you find out what your purpose and your soul truth is. Or maybe not your purpose, but your soul truth. Am I willing? Am I willing? You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there is risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. Today's soul action. Be brave, follow your heart's compass, and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra, it's possible. It's possible. What is my body telling me right now? My body's rebelling on me right now. Our body speaks to us through physical pain or discomfort. Our body sends messages for us to look more deeply. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears, and beliefs that limit you. Listen to your physical body and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. Today's soul action. Get the book Heal Your Body by Louise L. Hay and find the answers toward which your body is guiding you. I actually have that book somewhere. It was given to me, but I'm going to hold on to this one because that's a good body question. What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationship? What boundaries need to be created or strengthened within my relationships? To create more healthy boundaries, we must first get in tune with our own needs, desires, and feelings and believe we are worthy of them. In your relationships, it's essential to know where they end and where you begin. Today's soul action. When we separate our energy from others, we gain clarity about what we really want. Then we stop doing things that no longer align with ourselves. If you are an empath, you can still be compassionate toward others without taking on their stuff. It is safe to trust that you are not here to fix anyone. Today's mantra. I have everything I need within me now, and so do they. I am worthy of my needs, and I set boundaries based on what's best for me. And last but not least, am I apologizing for my truth? You know, I find that a lot with people, including myself, that, you know, we have these truths, right? And we have these beliefs and we have these feelings and things that bring us joy, make us smile, blah, blah, blah. And then we don't have the courage or conviction to stand by these things. And we end up apologizing. People saying, well, I'm really sorry. You know, or yeah, I'll try to be better. But it's like, how do you know you're the one that should be sorry? If somebody can't accept you for who you are, you need to reevaluate that friendship, or you need to reevaluate and talk to that person and say, look, we may be on different paths, but I enjoy having you in my life. So, you know, be kind to me. So am I apologizing for my truth? You know, respect goes both ways. Remember that. What part of you is apologizing for your truth and why? Today, be proud of your truth. Catch yourself when you want to apologize or withhold parts of it. You never know whose life you will change when you are brave enough to speak it. Be the lighthouse that shines on the courage that lives in all of us. This will give others permission to speak their own truth. There is room for all of us. Today's mantra, courage is contagious. Courage is contagious. So there you go. All right. Let's get into what do you call it? So We're going to do body positivity day number 6. And I know I'm still thinking about this card, right? What is it? Why is your body speaking to you? What is it doing that it's rebelling? And you need to figure out, and you need to look into what do you think you may have healed that maybe you haven't healed yet. So, you know, or maybe it's pushing you towards something and you don't realize it. So we can be angry at things that our body's doing, or, you know, we can go with the flow. So day number 6. Actually, let me check mark some of these because I'm going to get lost if I don't. All right. So let's see. Okay. Share a fun, unique quirk about your body. Share a fun, unique quirk about your body. So I actually have a funny one, which I don't think is funny, and I'm not even sure if it's quirky, but it's such a weird thing about my body. So I'm allergic to basically every opiate on the planet, which is a good thing, right? I mean, thank goodness I don't have chronic pain, because chronic pain users, sometimes it's the only thing that will just touch their pain. It doesn't necessarily get rid of it, but it makes their lives a little more bearable. So, you know, we gotta get that opioid talk going, because the opioid crisis is about people who are addicted to the meds, not the people who actually need the meds. And they're making it harder and harder for these poor people to get these things, because they're hitting at one group, but they're forgetting that a whole nother group exists that actually needs these things. And older sibling is one of them. Older sibling has CRPS, which is chronic regional pain syndrome, also known as RSD, which is reflex sympathy disorder, or dystrophy. Sorry, reflex sympathetic dystrophy. And what it does is it attacks the nerve endings. So basically, when she has a flare-up, it's like her entire body is on fire. If any of you have ever had shingles, it is literally like head to toe. And it's not shingles, it's just it affects the nerve endings. So imagine what that must feel like, multiplied by gazillions. So, you know, we need to pay attention. But my quirky thing is, I'm basically allergic to any kind of opiate. And I know that may not be quirky for some, but the problem is, you know, because I've had heart surgery, there are times when I have to go in for procedures. And because of the times I've had to go into procedures, you know, we're getting to a point where it's like, crap, what can we use? Or do we just have to hope for the best, right? And it's not like, you know, it's going to kill me. What it does is it just makes me violently ill. Now, I know that's not quirky. I know that's not weird. I can wiggle my ears. So I guess that's it. See? I'm not sure if you can see it. That might be a quirky thing, right? I really don't know. I don't know what can be considered quirky. I just thought it was funny that, you know, I would make the world's worst drug addict because I'm allergic to everything. But, and only meds, right? Well, I'm allergic to cilantro, but that's not anything I'm worried about. Not my favorite herb. So, you know, never has been. So that's not an overly bad thing for me to be allergic to. But yeah, I just thought it was kind of funny. It's like, oh, great. So now I'm just down to Advil. Advil and Excedrin for the pain. But yeah, I can wiggle my ears. I've been able to do that since I was a little kid. I used to have a babysitter that and she just one day gave me hot cocoa. It was a little too hot. My ears kind of went back, and I heard like a popping and a click. And next thing I know, I've been able to wiggle my ears. So I'm not sure if that's a unique quirk about my body, but my body does, though, like to tell me things, and it likes to tell me things through the pain. So there are emotional body charts, okay? And by emotional body charts, I mean there are body charts that if something specific is hurting you and you have no idea why, that it's probably tied into some emotional reason. And even if you have a reason, it might be tied into an emotional reason and something you have to heal. So, you know, we'll talk about this more tomorrow, but, well, actually we should probably talk about it today because we're talking about the body. Tomorrow will be a different kind of subject. But yeah, I've been hesitant about sharing this because, you know, I don't know if it's because I don't really think it's embarrassing because you can get it at any age, but I always thought it was like a old people thing. I was diagnosed with shingles yesterday. And apparently it has been brewing for a while because my side has been hurting. But yesterday or the day before is when the little patches of blisters started showing up. So of course this is significantly going to change my Comic-Con experience this week because, you know, anybody who's not had chickenpox or isn't vaccinated for the chickenpox or shingles, well, you can't catch shingles from somebody who has shingles. You can catch chickenpox from somebody who has shingles, and it is painful. It is, I'm grateful that I have a high tolerance for pain. That's another quirky thing about my body. I have a high tolerance for pain. So if I'm hurting, I'm either being dramatic or I'm legit at the worst pain possible. But when it comes to smaller things like this, like head pain and stomach pain, I'm a 5-year-old. I am like the worst person on the world. It's like, I cry. But you know, when I tore my knee, I don't even remember crying. I think I cried out of frustration because I couldn't get off the floor at first, and just like, shit, you know, what am I gonna do? And but I immediately went into, like, you know, I don't want to say crisis mode, but problem solving mode. Like, all right, what do I got to do to do this? What do I got to do that? And how am I gonna, you know? And then I worried about it later. And then when it was all done, it's all said and done, it's kind of like, and then at that point, I don't want to cry because I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, when I have a headache or I have a stomach ache, I am not pleasant to be around. But yeah, so one of my things is that, and you know, not everybody has to believe this. I mean, this is not any kind of, this is not a reason for you to not see a doctor. All right. If you are having problems and you have no idea what it is, see a doctor. But along with that, look up the emotional reason. I just put, you know, spiritual meaning of. Well, I did the spiritual meaning of shingles the other day, and I still haven't really read it because it's like, come on, I'm at the end of my healing journey. What is happening? Blah, blah, blah. And I looked it up and it says you still have healing to do. But it could also be a fear thing, right? Because you're at the end of this journey, and, you know, what better thing to do when you've been at the end of a long journey is to find an excuse to not proceed. You know, to find something else that you have to heal. So this very well could just be because I've been stressed. And my body has been going through a lot of stress the last couple of weeks. And just, you know, because there's been a lot of stuff on my head, like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And so it's very possible it's just that. Or it's very possible that maybe there are some things that are left that need to be healed. But we don't have to stop and go backwards in our healing journey. If you feel like you're at the end of the healing journey like I am, just keep moving forward. But healing whatever it is that you think you need to heal in the interim. Because that's how we get better. We figure out how to deal with it as it comes. You know, sometimes I think, you know, those negative things are poking at you, right? Because this week is Comic-Con. And that is my one happy place every year. I mean, I love going to Comic-Con. And of course, it's significantly different this year because the writers and the actors are on strike. And that's okay. I totally support that. But, so it'd be more like just a Comic-Con. And, you know, there's still going to be a studio presence there. And they'll probably show episodes, or they'll probably just do fill-in time. So, you know, you're still promoting the show, but you're doing it with the producers and their showrunners and stuff. So you just won't have panels. But it's also a comic book convention, okay? So I am not a big comic book reader. I was when I was a kid, but consistency is not my thing. And the comic books start to pile up. You know, you end up needing an entire room just for your collection. And like I said, consistency is not my thing when it comes to stuff like that. It's kind of like, yeah, okay. I mean, comic books are basically just artistic soap operas. I mean, really, and I don't mean that in a mean way, because, hey, more power to the people. You know, like you see shows like The Big Bang Theory, right, where you have people like, oh, we got to go to the comic book store. You know, all the new comics come out today. I think that's great. I love that. But for me, a lot of it is, I love the costumes. I love the cosplay that people do. I love just the environment of people that, you know, you walk around and it's just, for the most part, like 99% of the people, or maybe 97% of the people, I'm just throwing numbers out there, guys, are just pleasant and fun and just wanting their picture taken because they've worked so hard on their costumes. Or, you know, so if you are going to Comic-Con this week, or you go to any Comic-Con, or you go to any place where people, you know, do cosplay, compliment them. I met a girl a couple years ago with a Wonder Woman outfit. She worked on it for 6 months, and it was amazing. I mean, it looked just like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman costume. It's like, wow, wow. You know, I mean, every detail, all the way down to the boots. So, you know, and she was just so excited. She's like, oh my God, thank you. And I guess it was her first day of con. And I was the first person to compliment her, and it was already afternoon. So it's like, you know, if you want to take pictures, they love taking pictures with people because they worked hard on these things. You know, I mean, one guy was so good when my mom was still alive and she went to her only Comic-Con. She really well, my dad, he was okay on it. My mom loved it. And she came back the next day. And we all just hung out, her older sibling and I just hung out together. And a Predator from the, you know, the movie The Predator, well, it originally started with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it's kind of its own franchise now, was walking around. And my mom's like, wow, look at that costume. And she's all, do you think someone's in there? I'm like, yeah, of course someone's in there. He's walking around. She's like, really? And then, but I mean, all of a sudden, her brain just flipped. And all of a sudden, there was not a guy inside the costume. It was the Predator. And it wasn't the Predator. It was a Predator. You know, because there's different ones, right? So, she was so afraid to take a picture with this guy. But all of a sudden, you know, we're like, no, just go. And she's like, no, I don't think. And it's like, Mom, this guy spent like a lot of time on his costume. Just go take a picture with him. You know, so she went. And I mean, that's one of my favorite pictures of her. In fact, it was her Facebook photo for a long time. So, you know, there's that. I know that has nothing to do with body positivity, but in a way it does, because that's the other thing I love about Comic-Con. People who just love their characters, there's no shape and size there. You know, some people may comment, and if they do, they can just pound sand because it's rude. Because you have somebody, you have different size Wonder Womans when you're there. But all these people are very proud of everything they did. You have different size everything, everyone. Because they just love what they do. You know, one year my friends and I all dressed up as our favorite Doctor Who's. I was number 10, because Doctor Who, well, David Tennant's my favorite Doctor. And this is before Jodie Whittaker came along. So I think if you're a girl, you all love, you know, number 13, and it's my favorite number, because it was nice to finally see that in the Doctor Who universe. And I thought she did a great job. A lot of people panned it, but, you know, some people are just traditionalists, and that's okay. You know, they just don't know how to move forward. But I was a little self-conscious because my two friends are super tiny, and I'm not. You know, I mean, I'm taller than both of them, but I'm also a little more expansive than both of them. But yeah, so I got a little nervous, but both of them were just like, who cares? Who cares? It's like, who cares what you think you look like, because you are here representing your favorite. And, you know, and people know exactly who you are by just your costume. It was the only time I've ever done cosplay. It's not really my thing. And it's not my thing because, again, consistency is not where I shine. And by that, I mean, I don't think I could sit down and work on a costume for 6 months. It took me 2 weeks to put it together because it was a simple outfit. You know, and I still have the red Converse out of it, so that makes it even better. But because I love my Converse, but yeah, it just, you know, it was not. It, you know, I love going to see all the people. I love going to see all the people in their different shapes and sizes, their different costumes, and just, you're in a place where, like I said, the majority of the people are just excited to be there, and it's just a good vibe. It's like I fill up on this vibe, and it gets me through the year. So that being said, I found a way to turn that back around to body positivity. But again, share a fun, unique quirk about your body. Now, you don't have to share it with anybody else. You can maybe post it if you want to. That's up to you. Or you can just write it in a journal. You can write it down. You can talk to yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, body? This is something quirky that we do. Again, I can wiggle my ears, and I'm allergic to everything that's an opiate. So I'm still not sure that second one is anything quirky, but in a way it kind of is, because it's like, yeah, I mean, hello. So much for pain meds. But like I said, it make the world's worst drug addict. So because I just throw everything back up, I'd be a waste. But I mean, not that it's something to make fun of, but you know, come on, let's not take everything so seriously, because we know who needs help, and we do our best to help them. But like I said, when it comes circling back, when it comes to the opioid crisis, again, we're worried about, we're focusing on a bunch of people who have abused the drug, but we're forgetting about the people who actually need it, the people with chronic pain. So we need to find that middle ground. We need to find that understanding for them, because it's like, they didn't ask to have chronic pain. They didn't ask to say, hey, my body's on fire today, and the only thing that will touch it is an opiate of some sort, whichever one their doctor gives them. But, the people are making it, the government's making it harder for them to get to the politicians, I should say, not just the government. The politicians are making it harder for them. And the insurance companies are saying, yeah, we're going to charge you a lot, but we're going to give you less. And they need it. They need it. There just has to be a better protocol on that. I mean, people talk about, let's take away the guns, but of course the criminals still get the guns. So we need better regulations on these things, because you can regulate everything, this way or the other, but someone's always going to figure it out. Someone's always going to figure it out. Or, they make prescriptions so expensive, somebody might sell theirs to a drug dealer just to get money for the rest of their meds. So, I mean, it's a weird world. I don't know about it. I've seen it on TV. I've seen all the specials that they do on it, all the documentaries, and that's my extent of knowledge. So, my opinions may misinform, but I do know that I have a sibling who has RSD/CRPS, and I watched her because the insurance company was effing around with her, and the pharmacy was effing around. Actually, it wasn't so much the insurance company as it was the pharmacy effing around with her, and she started going through withdrawals for about 3 or 4 days, and that was just, because you can't just quit these things. You have to be tapered off. You have to be weaned off of them. So not only was she in pain, to the nth degree, but she was also basically having every flu symptom known to man because she was going through withdrawals. So let's not punish our chronic pain patients because of the stupidity of others, all right? It's like, look at all the facts and get your shit together. So, anyways, this is why I can't talk in front of politicians or professional people. They would escort me out. Ma'am, we don't use that kind of language here. It's like, well, I'm very passionate. I'm very passionate about this stuff. That's probably why other people write their stuff down, so they don't just go riffing and, being like, whoa. But anyways, I digress. I have gone completely off topic. I've gone completely off subject. Clearly I had a lot of different things to say today, but like I said, share a fun, unique quirk about your body. That's it. Share a fun, unique quirk about your body. I can wiggle my ears. And that is probably about the most fun, unique quirk about my body. I heal fast. Does that count? I mean, I do. I like, it's weird how fast I heal. But, except this thing, oh my God, I'm telling you, these things hurt. And I'm lucky because I caught them early, but I'm still in that early stage. So that's why my Comic-Con is going to be significantly different this year, because I'm still, people who haven't had chickenpox can probably still catch it from me. So, I am reading a lot of different things, right? The one thing I hear consistently is that if you have had the chickenpox, being around a person with shingles is not going to affect you. If you have not, and they are in their stages with the blisters and all that stuff, then you could. It's a very distinct possibility. And I was doing okay because they're all covered, and then I found one on my head, and I'm like, great. So like I said, I'm going to do my best, just to enjoy myself on Thursday and maybe Sunday, but, those are usually I would say those are the 2 least popular days, and I'm going to do my best to stay away from people, not bump into people, not talk to people. I'm going to check with my own people that I see every year. Hey, have you had the chickenpox? If not, sorry, stay away from me, because I don't, I had to make the hard decision. But I do want to go there because I want to scan my badge in. I don't know if it's a myth or a legend, or a myth or a legend. They're kind of the same things. I don't know if it's a fact or if it's fiction, but when we scan our badges in, that generally means that we get, we qualify for early registration. So that is my goal. I want to at least show my presence there. So, sibling says she's double jointed. My cousin has an interesting quirk with her body. Her finger, she can't point it straight. Well, I don't know what to call it, but it wrinkles. It's kind of like one bone, just like, like it's crooked finger. And it's so interesting. sibling is double jointed. It's amazing what she can do. She's like a pretzel. I mean, I have seen her sometimes when her back's hurting and I come out of my room and she's in her room on her bed and she's just like, I'm looking at her like, doesn't that hurt? And she's like, no. She's all, I'm just trying to stretch my back out. It's like, okay. She missed her calling in the circus. She like legit missed her calling in the circus. So anyways, I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll see you back here tomorrow for Self-Care Wednesday and day number 7 of body positivity. So I'm sorry guys, I'm taking these meds too and they make me a little, it's an antiviral for the thing that I'm dealing with, the shingles, and they make me a little off, but and you know, I'm not even sure that's a side effect, but since I started taking them and they started kind of getting in my system, it's kind of like, what? More so than usual, right? Half the time I lose my thought anyway, so it's really hard to tell. But tomorrow I'm also going to do day number 7 along with that, because I'm going to take the rest of the week off because of Comic-Con. So, you know, I'm gonna get my con in on Thursday and maybe Sunday, and I will see, you know, you all back here on Monday if you're not able to make it tomorrow. But yeah, I'm dealing with the feelings. I'm dealing with the feelings about my Comic-Con being cut short. So I know. Just feel bad for me. I'm kidding. Don't. You know what? You know what? Even older siblings said, well, there could be worse years, right? Because, I mean, you have the panels, but a lot of them won't have panels. So, you know, basically it'll be nice to just kind of, because we always take one day where we just, you know, go look at everything, we do everything, we see all the people we know, and we just kind of mosey. And so I think Thursday and Sunday may just be moseying days. Sunday I'm still up in the air about. I'm not sure if I'm going to come back for that, but and one of my best pals that I pretty much only see now at Comic-Con because they live out of state is going to be there. So I have to make sure to get some quality time in, since my con will be again significantly different. I told Sibling, I said they should just make me the Comic-Con martyr this year. But yeah, getting people sick or giving people the chicken pox is not on my agenda this year, and I don't want to do that to people. So I had to make some hard decisions about what I'm doing and how I'm gonna have to protect myself and keep myself safe, you know, because I don't want to, you know, or actually not keep myself safe, but keep myself in kind of a bubble so I don't get other people. I keep other people safe. So it's important, because chicken pox, they're no joke and they fucking suck. And I had them when I was a kid. But these, because once you have chicken pox, you have the virus. And if you stress out enough, hello, you can get shingles. But I found out people get them in their 30s, their 40s. I even found out kids get them. I had no idea. It doesn't have an age. But I think it just affects people when they're older. Maybe because there's different stresses in life. I don't know. Or maybe, I don't know why. Or, well, actually, no, I do know why. Because I was reading the article and it said the immune system begins to weaken as we get older. You know, depending on who you are, right? Because some of us keep our immune system pretty good. My father, not good. His immune system is like kick-ass. I mean, that's the immune system I want to inherit. So anyways, again, I'm rambling. I apologize. I'm rambling. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for going through the motions with me today. We absolutely talked about this subject for about 5 minutes, and then I went off on a whole different tangent on a lot of different things. But that's the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything else. So again, I'll see everybody back here tomorrow for Self-Care Wednesday / day 7 of body positivity. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Try not to stress. Do your mindfulness. Be present in this moment. Do your deep breaths if you need to. And I'll be back here tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Facebook Live. All lives are public. You can catch me here. You can catch me on TikTok right after this, usually by 9:15, or actually usually by 9:30 or 10 o'clock. I will have a video loaded up on TikTok as well. It's kind of like body positivity on the go, right? So if you don't have time to listen to me ramble, you can go over there and listen to me talk for a few minutes, like 1 to 10 minutes, right, about whatever subject we're on. I do my best to not stray from the subject because the time is so limited there. And that's also under the Aloha Perspective. So you can find me everywhere under the Aloha Perspective. All right. Have a great, great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for riding along on my ramble, right? We're just rambling along today. Have a great, great day. And remember, your body speaks to you. So if you're having some weird abnormal pain and you have no idea why, it's telling you something. You're going to have to deal with that, and you're going to have to heal from that. You're going to have to figure out what it is. And you can Google everything. Spiritual meaning of ... All right. Or emotional pain charts ... All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.